Hi friends! Malapit na ang ating principals test. Ito ay nakaschedule sa July 31, 2022. Kaya kailangang maghanda, magbasa, at ikondisyon ang sarili. So I will be giving you some tips and other input related to latest issuances ng ating Department of Education. First and foremost, ang dapat nating ihanda ay ang ating mga gadgets because this will be an online examination. And since this is an online examination, be sure that you have an internet connection which is stable and have a backup. If you are connected to, let's say, PLDT, then dapat meron kayong backup na at least Converge or any other connection na pwede nyong pagkonekan kung ma-disconnect kayo. And likewise, prepare your room if you will be taking the online examination. Be sure that there are no distractions even when you will be taking the examination. Ang mga bata ay medyo papuntahin mo na sa mall o palayuin at ang inyong mga kasama sa bahay ay aware na kayo ay nag-exam during that time. And of course, if you will be taking the examination sa isang hotel room, well, this is a better choice kasi you have your privacy. And be sure din naman na kung kayo ay sa isang hotel room or any place, just like a classroom or office, be sure na nakalock yan para wala kayong distraction at okay din ang internet connection. And there are some feedback from those who took the mock test. It's better to stay still and near and of course locate yourself near the camera so that the artificial intelligence system will not detect errors if you will be taking the examination. And of course, dapat pag mag-e-exam kayo ay condition din ng inyong sarili. You have slept well, kumain na kayo, and you wear comfortable clothes. Yung mga bangs nyo hindi nakaharang sa mata nyo, yung damit na suot nyo hindi masikip, at yung ventilation, yung lighting, at yung temperature ay okay. Maybe these are important tips na alam nyo na, pero keep yourself reminded that during the examination, you should not panic. And stay still, stay relaxed, so that you can answer all the questions with focus. Ang isa pang tip ko sa inyo, if you will be taking an online examination, is that practice reading on-screen questions. Kasi this is just like a marathon. Baka pagdating ng 50 questions or 60th question, masakit na ang ulo nyo. So you better practice now. And to practice, dapat okay din yung mata ninyo. Baka kailangan ng salamin or any lighting para maging mas matibay yung stamina nyo in doing the online examination. Kasi this is not only your mental capacity, but also your physical capacity when taking the examination. Ang mga iba ko namang input sa inyo ay, of course, you pray and ask for the guidance of the Lord if you will be taking the examination. And look for prayer warriors who will pray for you during the examination. And of course, ang isa pang pinakamahalaga ay yung preparation. And I hope you have read well, you have watched blogs, and keep in mind those important provisions ng ating Department of Education. For today, I will be sharing to you DepEd Order number 34 series of 2022. This is dated July 11, 2022, which is the school calendar and activities for the school year 2022-2023. So we all know that the start of the school year, as announced by our new DepEd Secretary, is on Monday, August 22, 2022, and will end on July 7, 2023. Keep that on mind because parents or the community might be asking you, kailan po ang start, kailan po ang close? And the closing will be on July 7, 2023. And it will consist of 203 school days. Otherwise, for the school year 2023-2024 will start from August 28, 2023 until June 28, 2024. Yun namang school year 2024-2025 will be from August 26, 2024 to June 27, 2025. And there will be another DepEd order for this school years to come. Likewise, the alternative learning system will open on the same date, while the program duration will depend on the learner's educational background or existing knowledge prior to enrolling in the ALS program. While private schools, local state universities, and colleges may implement this school calendar, provided they start classes not earlier than the first Monday of June and not later than last day of August. And then any deviation from the school calendar of private schools, state or local universities, and colleges will be reported to the respective regional offices in advance. And be reminded that the number of school days in this DepEd order shall be dedicated to academics and related co-curricular activities. The conduct of extracurricular activities shall be strictly prohibited. Ulitin ko, the conduct of extracurricular activities shall be strictly prohibited. Yan po ha. And list of curricular activities will be issued in a separate DepEd order. And let's proceed to the implementing guidelines. So, the Department of Education ensures the effective implementation of the K-12 curriculum amid the challenges posed by the pandemic. It has been advocating the government's initiative to encourage strict adherence to public health protocols while implementing policies that ensure the delivery of accessible, responsive, and quality education through this health crisis. And recognizing the COVID-19 pandemic vis-a-vis the need to resume 5 days in-person classes, the DepEd intends for schools to be given ample time to slowly transition into it. While schools and community learning centers are urged to adhere to the school calendar to comply with the required number of school days to attain learning standards. Let us proceed to other guidelines for this DepEd Order number 34 series of 2022. No inspection tools or any additional requirements to reopen schools and to implement 5 days in-person classes shall be required. So yun pong ating SSAT, yung latest, will no longer be required except for the compliance with the usual pre-pandemic regulatory permits and licenses as required by law or ordinances. But there will be no inspection tools or additional requirements to reopen schools. And the classes are immediately suspended during observances of regular and special national holidays as stipulated by law. as well as local holidays which have been declared by law or presidential proclamation. And this DepEd order, again, DepEd order number 34, series of 2022, shall apply regardless of the COVID-19 alert level that the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases or the Department of Health may impose in the areas where schools are situated. So for the preparation of the school year 2022-2023, enrollment shall be held from July 25, 2022 to August 22, 2022. And there will be a separate set of guidelines on enrollment for school year 2022-2023 which shall be issued. So the enrollment will start on, today is Friday, it will start on Monday, July 25, 2022. And Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela will focus on information campaign, preparations, and strengthening partnerships that complement the department's effort to ensure quality basic education. The Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela will be conducted on August 1 to 26 and August 15, 2022 respectively. So Brigada Eskwela will be on August 1 to 26 and August 15 will be the Oplan Balik Eskwela. Public schools that were already implementing the 5 days in-person classes at the end of school year 2021-2022 shall continue to do the same at the beginning of the incoming school year. So if you are implementing the 5 days in-person classes last school year, you will just continue to do the same at the beginning of the incoming school year. And recognizing the COVID-19 pandemic vis-a-vis the need to resume 5 days in-person classes, the DepEd intends for schools to be given ample time to slowly transition into it by implementing any of the following options. 5 days of in-person classes, and there will be blended learning modality. So 3 days of in-person classes and 2 days of distance learning. It can be modular, online or television, radio-based instruction, and thereafter, 4 days of in-person classes and 1 day of distance learning, modular, online or television or radio-based instructions. So if you will be slowly transitioning into 5 days in-person classes, you can do this. So Monday, example, Monday to Wednesday, we can conduct in-person classes, and Thursdays to Friday will be distance learning, or Mondays to Thursdays in-person classes and Friday distance learning. So you have the option to do a 3-day face-to-face and then 2 days of distance learning, or 4 and 1. 4 na face-to-face and 1 day na modular or distance learning. And the full distance learning, you can do also full distance learning. But the above mentioned option shall be implemented by schools until October 31, 2022. Okay po? So it is clear that to transition, you can do these options: 5 days of in-person classes or blended learning modality or full distance learning. But this will be implemented until October 31, 2022. Yan po ha, hanggang October 31, 2022 ang 5 days in-person classes kung kayo ay nag-i-in-person classes na last school year. And then blended learning modality, it can be a 3-2 or 4-1 option or full distance learning. But take note, starting November 2, 2022, all public and private schools shall have transition to 5 days in-person classes. So after the said date, no school shall be allowed to implement purely distance learning or blended learning, except for those that are implementing alternative delivery modes as provided in DepEd Order number 21 series of 2019 entitled Policy Guidelines on the K-12 Basic Education Program, and DepEd Order Number 1, 2022, entitled Revised Policy Guidelines on Homeschooling Program. Of course, these are implementing alternative delivery modes or homeschooling program. But all other regular classes will be 5 days in person starting November 2, 2022. And if you will be asking for the time allotment for in-person class hours, you can look for Annex 1 and Annex 2 of DepEd Order Number 21 Series of 2019. Okay, you can look for the memorandum or DepEd Order Number 21 Series of 2019 for the time allotment. The transition to 5 days in-person classes presents learners with new stressors and challenges. This entails adjustment to the school environment, learning modality, and additional safety protocols, as well as managing the mix of pleasant and difficult feelings. Hence, providing psychosocial support during the first week of the school year is imperative in promoting, protecting, and prioritizing the learners' socio-emotional well-being and developing their coping skills for this transition. So during the first week, include psychosocial support for our students. And the DepEd Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Service will organize an online orientation and learning session for K-12 teachers on how to conduct psychosocial support activities for learners using the psychosocial support activity pack that the office developed with Magis Creatives. So there will be training or online orientation for teachers on how to conduct psychosocial support activity. And let's proceed to the inclusion of the Basic Education Development Plan 2030, where the Basic Education Development Plan or BEDP 2030 as adopted in DepEd Order Number 24 Series of 2022 puts forward 4 priority development areas. Number 1 is pivoting to quality, ensuring that all learners attain learning standards in every key stage in the K-12 program. And number 2, expanding access to education for groups in situations of the disadvantaged to ensure inclusive and equitable quality service delivery. And of course, number 3, empowering learners to be resilient and to acquire life skills. And lastly, strengthening the promotion of the overall well-being of learners in a positive learning environment where learners exercise their rights and experience joy while being aware of their responsibilities as individuals and as members of the society. So the phase 1 of the implementation of the BEDP 2030 covers post-COVID-19 recovery and transition, addressing the gaps, focusing on quality and system-wide capacity development. So anchored on BEDP 2030 covers activities which shall provide schools and community learning centers with direction and guidance in organizing co-curricular and curricular operations within the required number of school days. Likewise, this is also included the Learning Recovery and Continuity Plan, okay, or the LRCP. The regional offices are highly encouraged to implement a contextualized set of strategies and interventions as part of the Learning Recovery and Continuity Plan, which shall focus on 3 key areas: learning remediation and intervention, socio-emotional functioning, mental health and well-being, and professional development of teachers. This is the 3 key areas of the Learning Recovery and Continuity Plan. So if you will be crafting your LRCP, focus on learning remediation and intervention, socio-emotional functioning, mental health and well-being, and professional development of teachers. So the key outcome of the DepEd's recovery planning and success is ensuring that learning gaps are identified and addressed among all learners, especially the most vulnerable ones. So take note, the teacher shall adhere to the stipulations under DepEd Order Number 8, 2015, which requires the provision of intervention through remediation or extra lessons to learners who receive a grade below 75. To ensure that teachers perform this task, they must be spared of any administrative and finance-related tasks, particularly in schools where qualified non-teaching personnel can be designated to perform such roles. And likewise, classroom-based and system assessments will continue to apply. Likewise, the most essential learning competencies or the MELC will continue for school year 2022-2023. However, classroom assessment shall follow DepEd Order Number 8 Series of 2015 or the policy guidelines on classroom assessment for the K-12 basic education program. To assure the quality of learning, formative assessment shall be regularly conducted by the teachers. So, curricular and co-curricular activities. Classes are immediately suspended during observances of regular and special national holidays as stipulated by the law, as well as local holidays which have been declared by law or through presidential proclamation. Virtual activities through different social media platforms which require reactions or sharing may be done for advocacy, awareness, or collaboration purposes but shall not form part of the learner's scholastic grade. Curricular and co-curricular activities that involve the in-person gathering of a large number of participants like the National Schools Press Conference, the National Science Technology Fair, National Festival of Talents, and other similar undertakings may be conducted in hybrid modality subject to the declared alert levels of the country. So, hindi na siya yung full face-to-face activity but it can be done on a hybrid modality. Career guidance activities may be conducted in person or hybrid, whichever is applicable, and shall be conducted between August and December to guide junior high school learners in making informed choices in pursuing curriculum exits or tertiary education, college and middle level skill pairs, job pairs, business and entrepreneurship expos, and similar activities shall be conducted during the last quarter of the school year. So ito, PTA conferences and cards distribution. Parent-teacher conferences and report cards distribution shall be held not earlier than the second Saturday following the end of every quarter. So parent and teacher conferences shall be held not earlier than the second Saturday following the end of every quarter. So please see enclosure number 2 as indicated in this DepEd order. And the parent-teacher conferences are intended to apprise the parents of the progress and performance of their children and to ensure parental involvement in school activity. There will be a 5-day mid-year break. The 5-day mid-year break shall be spent for the conduct of the mid-year performance review and evaluation and the school-based inset. The first 2 days shall be spent in evaluating the school's progress in the implementation of its programs, projects, and activities, as well as reviewing the performance of teachers and the school staff to address concerns through cooperative effort. The last 3 days shall be devoted to the conduct of the school-based inset activities for teachers, continued professional development, and the preparation of instructional materials. So there will be a 5-day mid-break. 2 days, the first 2 days will be for performance review and evaluation, and the following 3 days will be school-based inset and preparation of instructional materials. For the conduct of the Learning Action Cell, which we are doing for the professional development, the Learning Action Cell shall be sustained by conducting it at least once a month on an in-person learning modality. However, it may also be done virtually when it is difficult to have in-person sessions, particularly when involving clustered schools. DepEd Order Number 35, Series of 2016, the Learning Action Cell as a K-12 basic education program school-based continuing professional development strategy for the improvement of teaching and learning suggests the following broad areas of discussion where specific topics may be deduced. So these are the topics: learner diversity and student inclusion, content and pedagogy of the K-12 basic education program, assessment and reporting in the K-12 basic education program, 21st century skills and ICT integration in instruction and assessment, and curriculum contextualization, localization, and indigenization. For the General Assembly, schools may opt to conduct in-person, online, or hybrid orientation at the beginning of the school year to orient stakeholders on the vision, mission, and core values of DepEd as well as the curriculum, other ancillary services that support the learner's development, and added initiatives that may produce better learning among students. Public schools are required to conduct a year-end General Assembly at the start of the school year, midway through the year, and at the end of the school year to present the school report cards and consult the assembly on how to better achieve the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the stakeholders. For the year-end deliberation of awards and clearance, deliberation of awards and recognition may be conducted 2 weeks before the graduation or moving up ceremonies by the School Awards Committee for the following: learners who will receive recognition and awards, and learners who are candidates for graduations. For public schools, accomplishment of year-end financial clearance of learners is prohibited in accordance with DepEd's no collection policy. Of course, we are waiting for the Christmas break. The Christmas break will begin on December 19, 2022, Monday, and classes shall resume on January 4, 2023, Wednesday. And remedial classes will start on July 17, 2023, Monday, and end on August 26, 2023, Saturday. So, the enclosure in this DepEd order includes the holidays, the days for inset, the curricular and co-curricular activities, and the days for the administration of the academic quarter examination, which I will be reading also. And take note of the guidelines on the prevention of COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. Face mask shall be mandatory in the reopening of classes. A face shield may be used in lieu of a face mask for activities requiring the entire face of an individual to be visible. So you have an option for face shields. Physical distancing shall be observed whenever possible. And then classroom doors and windows shall be open for ventilation. Students, teaching and non-teaching personnel are strictly prohibited from eating together while facing one another. If there is a lack of space in the classroom or school premises to allow distancing during meals, eating shall be done in a manner where all individuals face in one direction and do not talk while their masks are off. So this based on studies na nalipat ang COVID pag magkakaharap at saka kumakain kasi wala ngang face mask. So please take note of this provision that eating together while facing one another is strictly prohibited. And school shall coordinate with the Department of Health for counseling on the benefits of COVID-19 vaccination of the family of an unvaccinated learner and implement mobile vaccinations for those who sign a written consent to be vaccinated. And school shall seek support of and partner with mental health associations or psychiatry societies in the respective areas to assist in ensuring mental wellness of students, teachers, and non-teaching personnel during the transition period. So you can ask for support for partners, association, and other psychiatry societies to ensure the mental health and wellness of students, teachers, and non-teaching personnel. For learners who exhibit symptoms of COVID-19 shall be immediately excused from in-person classes and shall shift to distance learning. So ito po, napakahalaga. Pag merong nagpakita ng symptoms, he or she will be excused from the in-person classes and will be given an option for distance learning. This shall only be required of those who feel well enough to answer modules or participate in online classes but are in the home or facility as isolation. Of course, kung kaya naman, mag-distance learning muna. This provision excludes learners who are admitted to hospitals. To prevent learners with symptoms similar to COVID-19 from going to school, parents are highly encouraged to monitor and report the health status of their children to the school through the class advisor and appropriate authorities. So advisors should really monitor their students and coordinate regularly with the parents on the condition of students' health condition. Schools shall have an infection control plan and containment strategy that is ready to be implemented in the event of the spread of COVID-19 or other infectious diseases within their premises. Of course, the schools have their own contingency plan in controlling and containing COVID-19 infections within its premises. School shall not be held liable. Ito po, school shall not be held liable should any learner or personnel turn COVID-19 positive. This is a good safety net for school heads and school leaders. There is no need for parents or guardians to sign a waiver for this item. Likewise, no parents or guardians' consent shall be required for a learner to resume the 5 days in-person classes. So, there is no need for a parent's consent. And let me read some of the, which I have said, important dates to remember. The start of the enrollment period will be July 25. The Brigada kickoff will be on August 1. And Brigada Eskwela will be August 1 to 26. And August 15, the Oplan Balik Eskwela Command Conference. August 21 is Ninoy Aquino Day. August 22 is the end of the enrollment period, and August 22 is the opening of classes. And August 29 is National Heroes Day. October 5, the World Teachers Day celebration. First quarter examination. Sulat po ninyo, October 27 to 28. November 1 is All Saints Day. This is a regular holiday. November 2 is All Souls Day, a special working day. November 5 is the end of academic quarter 1, and November 7, start of academic quarter 2. And November 12, the Parent-Teacher Conference or distribution of report cards for the first quarter. November 28, Araw ng Pagbasa. November 30 is Bonifacio Day. This is a regular holiday. And December 8, the Feast of Immaculate Conception will be a special non-working day. And December 8 is also the start of the Christmas break. December 19 is the start of the Christmas break, And of course, December 25, Christmas Day. This is a regular holiday. December 30 is Rizal Day, which is also a regular holiday. And January 4, the resumption of classes. January 22, Chinese New Year is also a special non-working day. And January 26 to 27 is the second quarter examination. January 26 to 27, second quarter examination. Come February. February 3 is the end of academic quarter 2. February 6 to 10 is the mid-year break. Of course, this is the performance review and inset of schools. February 18, there will be a parent-teacher conference or distribution of report cards for the second quarter. And February 25 is the EDSA People Power Revolution anniversary, and this is a special non-working day. April 6, Monday, Thursday is a regular holiday. April 7 is Good Friday. This is a regular holiday. And April 20 to 21 will be the third quarter examination. April 20 to 21. And April 28 is the end of academic quarter 3. For May 1 is Labor Day. This is a regular holiday. May 2 is the start of academic quarter 2. And May 6, Parent-Teacher Conference and distribution of report cards. June 12 is, of course, a holiday. This is Independence Day. And June 22 to 23, fourth quarter examinations, final examinations for grade 6 and 12. June 29 and 30, fourth quarter examinations, final examinations for grades 1 to 5, 7, and 11. And July 7 will be the end of academic quarter 4. July 10 to 14, end of school year rights. And July 17, the start of remedial classes. So these are the important provisions under DepEd Order number 34 series of 2022. And I hope you got something from this very important memorandum which will guide you in your preparation for the coming school year. And as teachers, as school heads, let us always think that what we are doing is not just for us to get our benefits, to get our salary, but of course, we are here to serve the people. And all of us are willing to sacrifice to help the agency and bring service to the students. Especially that in this time of pandemic, we have a learning loss. We have such learning loss, and let us help our students to learn and enjoy learning while ensuring that they are healthy and well capacitated, specifically on their mental health. So let us support and help them. So mga kasamang mga guro at mga school head at mga teaching and non-teaching personnel ng DepEd, maraming salamat sa patuloy na pagserbisyo sa ating bayan. At suportahan lang natin ang mga programs, projects, and activities, and continue praying for our safety and wellness. And of course, good luck sa ating mga test takers sa darating na principal's test on July 31, 2022. Thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you for watching Aris Barrago Vlogs. Watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe.